Babylons, hear me now. If I, Harold Barrow could talk today, I got something to say. Why, raise your flag, but open your eyes. If I, Harold Barrow, had to speak today, what I see would break my heart away. Nothing changed, just a mirror frame, same corruption, just a brand new name. My people, I'm sad to say, you reaping all you sow today. The pride and industry fade away, and now we fighting to find we way. Life at two extremes, I tell you so. Hope and hunger, high and low. Poverty mixing with champagne flow, but poor man still can't grow. Suffering and celebrating, starving while them still partaking. Nations rise, time to break that spell. Stop showing contempt for yourself. Change when thieves lead the way. Corruption sweet when give us pay, and government take what poor man lay. Taxation high like mountain peak, while schools and roads still spring a leak. Them flying high, them living sleek, but poor man vice still 2 weeks. So tell me now, who you blaming? Who make the system shaming? Them raise the dead, destroy the king. No migration needs the pain. You be leaders like the clay, and now me are playing God today. Talking sweet but turn away from the people who make she laugh. Say alright, let we rise again, take back pride, build Barbados from inside. And I, Aaron, gone back to sleep again, Aaron. But I pray next time I wake, my people go rise, rise, I say. Bimshar still alive. Still alive, we just need to revive us.
Lift your hands, Barbados. It's a new season, a new day. Together we rise, one people, one hope, one DLP.
Trials, we've been through pain, but hope is rising like the morning rain. Voices of the people, strong and true. A brighter tomorrow is waiting for you. Honest voices, standing tall, balance justice, one and all, trust restored. The people say a brand new dawn begins today. One family call, one Barbados, a place for all. Hope is rising, the vision clear. God bless this land we all hold dear. From north to south, east to west, we stand together, giving our best for justice and fairness. We answer the call. One DLP means hope for all. Honest voices, standing tall, balanced justice, one and all, hand in hand, we'll find the way. A brighter dawn begins today. One family
result, sir, of climate change. And there are things that are beyond the control, in many cases, of this administration.
As to the state of roadworks and the state of the roads in this country. And here I quote the honorable member saying again, potholes are a result of climate change. You don't like me to repeat, sir, but that needs repetition. That the honorable member has gotten up in this chamber today, first sitting of the year, first sitting of a new year, to say that potholes are a result of climate change. I hope that that makes the front page of tomorrow's paper, that the honorable member for St. Michael's Southeast is now attributing the bad state of the roads to climate change, and perhaps it has nothing to do with government's neglect of the infrastructure. This government has neglected the infrastructure. And I can say how this government is spending the money. I've said it often, and I'm not going to repeat it here again today, but this government has misspent the people's money on luxuries, on governmental luxuries, when they ought to be repairing the roads. A building, an unfinished building that cost $30 million ought not to have been constructed when that $30 million ought to have gone into the repair of roads, damaging the people's cars. People cannot maintain their cars properly in this country. People are spending millions of dollars in car parts for the car and the body, while this government fails and refuses to allocate resources properly to the maintenance of the road system.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Dlp TV. First Dlp TV for the year 2026. Is it not? Yes, I believe so. It's good to see you, and it would be remiss of me if I don't welcome those who are joining in from the wider diaspora. Happy New Year. It's good to see all of you again. Tonight, we will be focusing on crime and youth. As you know, Tuesday is our youth session, and we usually try to invite a young panel. Tonight is the three musketeers, myself including Athos, Aramis, Porthos, missing D'Artagnan. He's on his way very shortly. The one Jamal Sandiford, for the candidate for St. Michael Northeast. To my right, Mr. St. Andrew, Ramon Goodman.
Good night.
Man who loves his people.
Of course. Good night to the good people of the St. Andrew constituency. Good night. Good night to the viewers. Good night to the diaspora, the people in the diaspora. Good night.
And the gentleman next to him, the heart of the city, Mr. Rowe.
Happy New Year, Damien. Happy New Year, Ramon. Happy New Year, Dlp TV. How are you doing, sir?
I am very, very, very good. Joining you here for the first show of the year.
Perfect.
You know, what best to start with us, yeah?
Yes, that's correct. And it was remiss of me not to wish all my brethren blessed New Year. Man,
Blessed New Year. It is true.
Yes,
it
man,
is true.
for sure.
It is true.
No doubt about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it seems that we are having a crisis of our youth. You would have read recently in the paper that two teenagers, the ages of 16 and 17, have been remanded on murder charges. And it is clear that we need an intervention when it comes to our youth, because it seems that we are losing them each and every single day to the acts of violence and criminal acts. And we need to steer our youth back into a positive direction. Panel here tonight we're going to assess what is currently going on with our youth, and we are going to come up with solutions because we need to save them. We need to save them. Gentlemen, let me start with you first, Dale. When you go into the city, and especially knowing that it seems like we have this epidemic of youth activity and crime, what are you hearing on the ground from the people when you go on canvassing and talking to people in the city?
Young people want opportunity. Young people want work. Young people want housing. Young people want to contribute to their family lives. You know, young people want to contribute to society. However, the system is set up in such a way that a lot of young people cannot get access to the basic necessities, which is gaining gainful employment. a lot of things going against young people in the city. One, the location where they live, because believe it or not, we still have companies that would look past address from the city. A lot of companies, they would hire persons from different address. You get me? A lot of young people in the city have to change the address. You get me? Some just get frustrated and decide to, sell drugs. Not that they want to do it, but sometimes circumstances, they might be in a household with a mother and younger siblings. They might be in a household with aunt, uncle, other siblings. They might have to contribute to a light bill, water bill, So we really need to look at how we handle our youth when they leave school. I think secondary school should not just be, when you end secondary school, I don't think that should be it. I know that we have the skills training, we have the BCC, we have the university, we have different things in place, the Barbados Youth Service, but not every person get into those institutions. A lot of those institutions are full. So we still have a high percentage of young people still on the streets. These young persons might go outside and say, you know what, I can't stay home. Those that can't get employment on the van, those that can't get employment on the construction site, those that can't get employment in the supermarkets, those are the ones that end up going and sell drugs. Then you might have an instance that a young person is working on minimum wage.
Right, but the central bank report said that unemployment is down, isn't it? It's down with what, 4%, 6%?
Sir, honestly, right? Lies.
You believe they're lies?
Lies. Yeah. And I can tell you why. Because let us be real. Anybody take some time during the day and walk your neighborhood, and you will see how many unemployed young people we have all over the country. And a lot of those unemployed persons are black males. So look at the crime rate. The crime says different. Every week, a shooting, murder, shooting, murder. So if there was employment or programs that can really help. And when I say a program, I don't mean like a national peace program that started and then flopped. If that was a successful program, that should have still been running all like now. Right. Any government that changed, when Barbados Labour Party changed hands to the Democratic Labour Party, if the peace program was a successful program, we could have been able to take it up, transform it, and take it to another level. However, it's a failed program. They both and brag for the first year, which was, I think, 2023. And then you see in 2024, we had 50 murders. 2025, we had approximately like 48 murders last year. And that is a reflection of the use of funds. They misuse the funds. Programs like that. We need programs. No, I should not say programs like that. We need programs that we can use the pavilions where we have all of these community centers closed during the day. If skills training is full, Polytechnic is full, Paul Marine is full, BCC full, UB full, we still have community centers and pavilions. Let us utilize those as opposed to there's a pavilion in St. Mary's. The person that is no, not St. Mary's, Emerton Lane. The pavilion in Emerton Lane, the person that is in charge of that pavilion is using the pavilion to keep dogs, wild dogs. So why not let us use these pavilions, put persons to offer barbering and different courses in each pavilion. So you will know if you're going to a St. Michael location, you're going to do carpentry. Expand the skills training. Expand Barbados Youth Service. So skills training and Barbados Youth Service, those are the programs that you can go and get CXCs and small and certificates. So if those two institutions are full, a lot of the people, a lot of children leave school without CXCs. So what are the other avenues or levels that you have to pay? So if you want us to capitalize on our young people, we need to invest in our young people. Open the pavilions, put different tutors in place, and offer different things, and get all of the young people from linemen on the block into the pavilions. So the ones that can't get into UE, BCC, Palm skills training, Polytechnic, O levels, Barbados Youth Service, the ones that can't get into those, as opposed to we having them just scatter all over the island, linemen on the blocks, getting into mischief. Let us open the pavilions, put persons in place to do different courses. We can offer courses to male and females. And I guarantee you, we would see a difference in the crime rate as it relates to our young people.
So, Ramon, you would have heard the deal. He would have brought forward some solutions, open the pavilions, and implement courses so that our young people can take advantage of them. We all know what your solution is.
What I could tell you is, and I know some of the viewers would have seen me, crack a smile or laugh a little bit, chuckle a little bit, because I saw a comment there by Patricia Green, which said maybe the rise in crime is due to climate change, right? I know that phrase climate change is used and used as an excuse and so forth a lot is, I believe, is a level and agenda, but we won't get into that now. But what I could tell you is that this is no laughing matter. This is no laughing matter. You're going to my beautiful constituency, and let me just say this now, right? The St. Andrew constituency is the most beautiful constituency in Barbados, gentlemen.
I disagree, sir.
Let me start.
I disagree. I disagree.
We will agree to disagree. So,
I told news.
What's that?
Nation News called me on Sunday for an interview.
Yeah.
And they asked me how people in the city reacting to me.
Yeah.
And I told them the most loving people is in the
right,
city. The most caring people is from the city.
Beautiful, no problem. We won't debate that.
And the most beautiful constituency is the city of Bridgetown.
Well, the second most beautiful. That's okay. That's fine, right? But we have a serious challenge here with crime. In the constituency, personally, you can some days I would go canvassing and so forth, and there's still some people who would leave, the windows open and doors open and so forth. So they feel some level of safety still within the constituency. The challenge that we face in each constituency is when you go out of the constituency and people coming into the constituency, right? People coming into this constituency, then you would find obviously some challenges with crime. But I totally agree with Dale. One of the challenges, and a real serious challenge in the constituency, is underemployment. Underemployment is a big challenge within the constituency. I go to, and people talk about the unemployment rate being 6%, but if I go to two people, one out of those two people, two young people, one of them is actually unemployed, and that is the challenge, or underemployed, which means that they're working 2 months on, they're working 2 months off, and that is a big problem because the young people at the end of the day, they need a career. They need a career. They want to be able to consistently feed their family as well too. The young people are extremely ambitious. They're willing to work. You know, you hear some comments out there that the young people, you know, they don't want to work, they're lazy and so forth. I have had the pleasure of meeting a lot of young people within my constituency, my beautiful constituency, and they want to work. They want to make get use of their life, get use of their time. So that is rubbish, right? And I just want to tell you too, you know, the Barbadians, the party-led government, they're painting a picture of bright-eyed, bushy-tailed circumstances where the economy is concerned and where the employment level is concerned. But there's well, if you look at the stats in terms of correlation, there's a correlation and a serious correlation between high crime and unemployment. There is. So when you see crime high in a country, trust me, the unemployment level is high. So I rubbish that that notion that the unemployment rate is good. That's not the case. I'm telling you, I'm not asking you. 1 out of 2 young people in the constituency isn't working. Only 2 of them, you know. And then last time I checked, Dale, you're the guy loves figures. That's 50%. 1 of the 2 is 50%, correct?
100% correct.
It's not 6%, correct?
Not at all.
There we go. Yes.
So, gentlemen, I want to ask you all a question. Is it easier? Is it easier for? Does it seem easier to make money in the underground economy rather than, you know, because it seems like the opportunities to delve into crime seem to be more lucrative than the employment here. So are we seeing that people are actually choosing to get into crime rather than working because of the wages being as low as they are?
All depends because look, let us look at the guys that went to prison, incarcerated. Either they're on remand or they serve time. When these persons get bail, these persons come out with a different mindset. You know what? I want to do good. I want to get some employment. I want to help my family. I want to help my daughter. I want to do for my son. I want to do for my mom. I want to do for my family. But the system set up in such a way that those offenders liable to commit crime again.
So reoffend.
Reason why I say that, who will employ them? Let us be real. Who's going to give somebody that did murder the opportunity to work?
Yes.
Who's going to give somebody that, you know, commit a serious offense the opportunity to get work? And let us be real. If a young guy get hold with a semi-automatic, couple rounds, 300 rounds, he served time, he come home, who will hire him?
So are we saying that the transition programs, when you come out of, say like you're incarcerated, those rehabilitative programs are not putting our youth who might probably want to come out of, you know, being incarcerated and, you know, turn their life around? Are those programs, they're not actually putting them in a better position to actually find work outside when they come out of prison?
So if the national peace program, if the peace program was strategic and actually being a peace program, peace don't only mean here now on the streets. It also means going into prison and coming out. So why the peace program didn't have something in place to help those offenders when they come out? Example, you ask the question, what's the question again?
Question is, are
The programs
are the programs
good enough?
Are they good enough?
So the peace program in 2023, they boast and brag that the crime rate came down. In 2024, it skyrocketed. At 2025, it stayed consistent.
Right.
So that is self-explanatory because as you can see, the whole island can see, these persons, a lot of these young guys went in jail for murder, come home, can't get employment. The boss decide to recruit that person.
Of course.
Yeah, you know, do that shooting for me. As soon as you come home, give you some weed, give you a gun, give you some money. And this is the reality in Barbados. So a 17-year-old, no door shooting, he got KSC and QC to represent. He got bail. He can't get employment. What is going to happen to that 18-year-old? Well, let me say he spent a year. Just for a gun. Get bail within 9 months, 10 months. But he no one. He don't want the CXCs.
Yeah.
He know went jail for gun. He still got that case going on because that's an indictable charge. So he still got that there going. And who will hire him? No one. So he gonna go back right in the same environment on the same block, and he can get praise.
Yeah.
Cause you know why? He got hold with the gun. He ain't tell the police who give you the gun.
And that's like a badge of honor.
And that's a badge of honor. Because when he gone up, the boss can send money on the canteen. The boss can talk to people up there that when he got there as a first timer, anybody gonna trouble he. Because believe it or not, these people still got links in the prison.
Yeah.
So the same gangs that outside is the same gangs on the inside.
Yeah.
And it's the reality.
Yeah.
So when he go up there, he gonna be protected now.
Yeah.
Because he ain't snitch. He take the rat, he take the fall, and he go to prison. He come home now at 18 or 19.
Yeah.
And let me say he doing murder. Let me see he doing murder. He pull a shooting and kill him. Within 2 years, he come home on bail. Let's say he's 19. And this is real life. Because I think in 2024, we had a youngster that was on a triple murder. So what all that says to me, is that when he come home for that first murder, he ain't snitch, he take the rat, he take the fall. The boss is gonna make sure that he good. They're gonna make sure he good in jail, and when he come home, they can still make sure he good. Because they can give the mother the lawyer fees to make sure that the lawyer, get his some bail. When he come home, he can get a gun, clothes, payment. And you know what's gonna happen? His mentality at 19, the working class or the workforce don't care about me and the opportunity. And you know what's gonna happen? He can automatically become a shooter. He gonna got a badge of honor that he no kill at 19. And you know what's gonna happen? He's fearless, he's ruthless, and he can kill again. And look at our young people today. Look, I remember in my time, those big rocks are the coolest thing was the man getting chopped in my time.
You can't say your time. You're very young.
But in my time at 15, the coolest thing was a man getting chopped up.
That is just as bad as saying back in the day. You're banned from saying that, and young man Jamal as well too. Banned. You continue.
Well, anyhow, but to support Dale's point, I can remember, yes, individuals were shot back in my day, but it wasn't as prevalent as it is now. It seems like there are more firearms on the streets. What you had to worry about is somebody bursting your head or choking you.
Tell me something then. I love that point, more firearms on the street. You mother on welfare.
Yeah.
You get expelled out of school at 15 years old. You mother on welfare and you get expelled out of school. Where is the money for you to import a Smith & Wesson semi-automatic and 300 rounds?
Okay. So I just want to cut in here if possible, right? My thing has been that I believe that lifestyle. I mean, firstly, let me just say this here extremely clear. There's no excuse for crime and violence, right? No excuse at all, right? So that's my disclaimer. However, I believe, and in this era, right, that lifestyle is set. It's a level of, it gets a lot of hype. Let me just say that, right? That gets a lot of hype. You know, you shooting someone and so forth. You know, it gets a lot of hype in society. You know, so there's a level of sensation and hype and glory you get from that lifestyle. That is one thing. So that's one level of, I would say that can encourage a fellow. And again, no excuse for criminal violence, but that can also inspire and encourage a fellow to obviously get into that lifestyle, right? Also, and I heard you made a point, where are the younger people they getting the money from to buy these high-powered weapons? And I've done some digging, right? Some of the older heads are the chiefers, the big boys. That is the source. That is the source in this country. You see 17 and 16-year-olds and so forth, where they would have received the guns from. The older people, the older heads, as we as the young people would say, the chiefers, you know, and the chiefers, I'm sure, they're not 16 and 17 and 18. I can assure you of that. Right?
What the government really doing or saying as it relates to crime? I saw the police did a PR stunt.
Yeah.
Destroying some old guns.
Well,
I try to make the public believe that these is recently seized guns. But let me be real. Why if the government really care about crime, why they mean doing the necessary things to address the crime?
Well,
doing a media conference is not going to address crime, you know.
Well, I think we're getting domestic terrorism legislation to be rolled out soon. So
we have
all of that. Just talk. If you really want to address crime, start raiding the blocks. Let me raid the blocks. If they want to address crime, don't look. The first place you need to start, the root cause of crime is not the blocks or not the young people. The root cause of crime
is poverty.
Poverty, that is one. No resources, that is two. You get me? And the next thing, the borders.
Security borders.
The security borders. Who buying the container full of guns?
I can assure you, it isn't an 18-year-old. It isn't a 19-year-old. Again, the big chiefers, the big boys, right? The big boys.
How these young guys getting the guns?
Of course. Now, my thing is, I believe and we should maintain separation of powers. Separation of powers. We know about the infamous Bad Friday, Good Friday. One call was made, you know, allow the authorities
to do their work.
Do not undermine them, because it would send, and it continues to send, a bad message. It sets a bad precedent when you do not separate those powers, right? And that is something that we need to look at in a serious way, right?
Comrade Leader would have advocated for anti-gang legislation, but it seems like the government wants to take a different step and introduce the domestic terrorism or some form of legislation to tackle it from that end.
Yeah.
Do you believe that we do require anti-gang legislation?
We do, and just let me say, I don't know, you know of any Bin Ladens in Barbados? Any Bin Ladens?
All these legislations, is okay. It's good. But let me deal with the root cause. Cost of living. Underemployment. Unemployment. And our young people cannot get certain resources they need to flourish. What happened to the entrepreneurs? What happened to the artists? We can sit down and we can want to criticize artists for singing guns and drugs and sex. But the reality is, the country don't push gospel. Gospel artists don't make money in Barbados. Let me be real. Gospel songs don't, gospel artists don't make money in Barbados. The young people, the artists that singing music, or sing bashment soca, sweet soca, kaiso, but then the young people go sing dub. So dub gonna perform at all of the facts, and you liable to go throughout the Caribbean and perform. So a lot of these guys that singing about guns and killing and shooting, these guys don't live that lifestyle. They don't live that lifestyle. These guys know that that is the only way they can make money to support the daughter, to support the son, or to just get a roof over their head. Because again, the system set up in such a way, the only music that artists could sing to make money is about guns.
But then at the same time, though, I would expect that obviously if you're catering to an audience, that audience would, I guess, they would have the maturity and the understanding that this is just entertainment, right? This is just entertainment, and the more impressionable minds you would if they do come across or hear this music, you would pull them aside and tell them to listen. This is just art and its expression in that art form.
Yeah. Let me just step back a little bit.
Yeah.
Right. We have gangs in Barbados.
Okay.
Let me say that and make that extremely clear. We know that. And we know this, right? Anti-gang legislation, right? That is needed. And I would advocate for it in a serious way. It is needed. There needs to be a definition of what a gang is. I can't believe that there's no definition in the courts. I mean, you could correct me if I'm wrong. There's no true definition of what a gang is, right? And that is extremely unfortunate, right? But we need to deal with it from that point of view as well, too, along with the root causes as well. We need to deal with it seriously, and we need to be separate. We need to separate. Well, government needs to separate themselves from these entities.
It starts from secondary school.
Yeah.
You know where you can say it start from secondary school? When we expel a boy
or girl,
what are we saying to those individuals? You are an outcast.
Yeah.
You're outcast. Go. You get expelled. You can't even get a supermarket job because that is a requirement of 4 CXCs.
Yeah.
You can't get into polytechnic.
Yeah.
You might be able to get into skills training if somebody knows somebody and somebody beg for you.
Of course.
The only other place for you is the Barbados Youth Service.
Yeah.
And if you can't get into Barbados Youth Service, let me say about 200 children get expelled.
Yeah.
You get me? At least about 150 of those expelled boys or girls end up getting involved in crime.
Yeah.
And that's the reality.
Of course.
So again, if we could nip the bud in secondary school, don't expel them, move them from disrupting the class into a different institution, put funding into the Eddie Nichols Center, expand the Eddie Nichols. So we then move those delinquent children, put them in a program, send them through some counseling and different things, and help those individuals then understand the need of getting CXCs or doing entrepreneurship or doing culture or doing something constructive.
Of course.
Because when you expel them, they go there, the only source of income is living on your blocks.
They will become repeat offenders.
You get me?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Become repeat offenders.
Look, and legislation is good. Legislations are good. But the incident happened on the boat after the cruise.
Yeah.
And let's say that is something else happened at another cruise or at another fair. I believe what will be a sensible approach to try to minimize crime is, like if you want to hold an event, when you do certain things as it relates to the music permit and whatever through the police force, let the police force send a patrol car dockside. They usually do it for certain cruises.
They usually do.
So if you if you're doing it during the day, because last week Sunday I dropped one of my buddies to the cruise, and I saw 2 task force jeeps. My question is, why we ain't had the security, the police after that same night cruise? Let me put preventions, because when you can help prevent certain things, you don't need to find a cure. Put things in place. So the prevention can start from secondary school. Start expelling the children. Put the children in an institution and help them. Those boys and girls going through some kind of trauma. Trauma starts from different things. Seeing mother struggling, mother might be on drugs, father might be gambling, in and out of jail. So those children don't know or don't have a support system. Our parent there to say, "My mommy, this is what I feel, or this is what I'm going through." Those children will act out in school. So let me be real. Let me prevent them from going to prison, or prevent them from contributing to crime.
Yes, of course.
So then we would have to capture them as they're coming out of school, or probably even beforehand. Generally, we've advocated for social programs to better capture our youth. I'm going to read a couple comments before I finish my talk.
And before you do that, right? Let me just thank Dlp Tv because we mentioned mentorship programs before, and I'm hearing now that the Ministry of Education, they are now implementing mentorship programs.
Here.
So I want to thank Dlp Tv.
No, you know what I want the government to implement? A national breakfast program. Because we talk about it on the Dlp Tv.
You might get it.
No, that's what I need. I need the government.
You might get it.
To implement it.
We did.
Right,
But they can't get implemented though.
Let me read some comments here from Judy Eversley. Prison should be a place to fear, but these young people doesn't appear to care whether they end up there. Why is that? From Rosaline Corbin, always impressed by these young people's understanding of the youth demographics, their realities and experience, and the interventions needed to rescue young men from engaging in crime and violence. Thank you very much. And Shirley, everything high in Barbados, crime, unemployment, and cost of living. And Judy jokes, the young people need jobs, not work. They have family to feed, not guns, and guidance from the elderly, and someone to look up to their need, help and bring help, need help and big help. And this is what this government not doing.
Yeah, I think that, and I mentioned, I mean, I probably sound like a stick record.
Yeah.
But this government is a give a man a fish. How many times I've said this on this program? So many times. They believe that handouts, that is the ultimate thing that, assist people in a serious way. But we need to teach people how to fish. So there'll be some level of longevity. There'll be some level of a better career, not just handouts. Handouts, very temporary, So these are the things that we need to look at in a serious way. Serious
So,
way.
gentlemen, we basically kind of like touch on what might be considered a failure on the part of this government. They, as you said, they're a handout government.
Yeah.
But the irony of that is that they will take up $225 million and put it in the fund so that other rich persons could access it and I guess, conduct their business with it.
Yeah.
What would it look like to you if a government takes that amount of money and invests in our youth, or better yet, invest in some professional sporting structure and infrastructure?
Oh,
in
man.
Barbados? What would that look like?
Oh man, go ahead, deal. Because
How much?
I'm going
How
to
much?
definitely
What
be
was the
on
figure
this.
you call again? Repeat the figure, man.
225 million.
225 million.
Could you imagine an investment
Oh,
of 225 million into the Barbadian people, into our youth?
225 million. Any business individual is gonna look to flip that. You get me? So investing into international businesses, those businesses can take that opportunity to flip money. You get me? And when they receive all of their profit, do you think what happened to that profit? That profit going where part these people come from? Because these people got their lives already established where they are. We have so many brilliant entrepreneurs in Barbados.
Brilliant. Very innovative too.
Brilliant.
Outside the box.
And they can't get loans.
Outside the box. Very outside the box.
What you think that these young people can say, you know what? It do not make sense. Looking for work or trying to start a business. A lot of young men will get frustrated and say, you know what? I could was gonna be a shooter. You know why these young men prefer to go and be a shooter? There was a comment about you read the comment. The lady said
That they don't fear jail.
they don't fear jail.
Yeah.
Because they are well compensated to go.
All right. So sorry. Listen, we breaking down this topic tonight, and we analyzing the root cause, or at least trying to get to something along the lines. Like at least identify something that we can walk away from here with. Why is crime so attractive? Are we saying that the money, it is more lucrative? It's more lucrative to enjoy or to engage in a life of crime, while at the same time, there seems to be a breakdown in the moral structure of, or the moral fabric of society, because you would want someone who would not want to take a life, and would think about what the impact would be of taking the life of someone's father or their brother or their sister. Or you see somebody with a car and you be like, I can't go and carjack that person because I don't know if that person needs that car to transfer their sick grandmother to therapy every weekend or whatever. We seem to be losing our youth in a sense that they're not thinking about the impact of their actions.
Okay. So let me just a couple things here, right? A couple of things. Now, some young people, they're forced and into that situation as well too. Their backs are against the wall. Believe it or not, and some older people will think that the young people, they may see a star pitch yet, and they're not concerned about their responsibilities and so forth. I rubbish that notion. I've spoken to many young people, and many young people, they are pressured to be the breadwinners of their household in a serious way. And sometimes their backs are against the wall, and they might again go ahead and try to rob someone who they perceive might have more than they do. And in some instances, the person that they try to rob, they do not have more than what they have, right? They're not as fortunate. But I always say, and my mother and my father always say, if you go to rob someone, you is more likely willing and ready to kill someone, because obviously you get some resistance from the person not wanting to give up their valuables. A situation can definitely occur there, right? The other point, that lifestyle, and I mentioned it before, right? That is hyped up, right? That is seen, and I think social media has some role to play in it as well too. You see some people on social media flying high and so forth. Some people even showing all the gold chains and the money that they receive and so forth. And we know that is from a very dubious source in some instances, and they would sometimes pose with the guns and so forth. So that lifestyle can be hyped up as well too, and is seen obviously to be the best life, or living the best life, living your best life to some people. So that lifestyle can be hyped up, and that is seen to be the lifestyle that you should portray, the lifestyle that you should really be in, right? So those two things, really and truly, is some of the major contributing factors where young people getting into crime is concerned. But again, and I keep saying this, no excuse for crime and violence, but I'm just talking about the factors that play a role in young people getting into crime.
Now, let me be real. I agree with Ramon. But what you think that, look, the real reason why a lot of young people getting into crime, besides all the hype behind, the big gold chain, the cars, the partying, the alcohol, despite that, let me put aside that fluff. When you are expelled, you cannot get employment. It's very difficult. I don't care what nobody tell me. I was expelled at 15 and I could not get employment. I had to then go and then do studies after. I had to do after school studies. The only employment I got, you get me, would have been working on the truck parting off cement bikes. And I tell myself, nah, boy, that ain't good enough. And then look to develop myself. And then I moved from working on the truck to the hotel sector. And I studied and studied and studied. And I moved from a porter all the way up to manager. So I had to work and go and study after.
Yeah.
But not every young person, the job that I managed to get is because my friend, his uncle had a truck, and the uncle decided to give me 3 days on the truck working. So that's how I managed to get little coppers to go and do some studies.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for my friend uncle, I had no money.
Yeah.
I had no education, so I can't get no job. I know people personally that were expelled and did not have no one to point them in the direction to getting employment. Those persons had to go, rate the block, clean up the block, get something to eat. Then quick so, you're gonna make 2 runs for the boss, to the shop, to here, to there. And then the boss gonna say, you know what? Hold this weed, stash that weed, move that gun. And you at 15 there on that block, the boss can give you a little something. He can keep giving you something. Whenever he give you something, you can't home and give you mother. You got 4 brothers. And all 4 brothers younger than you. Or you got 2 sisters and both younger than you. You no get expelled. Your mother is a single mother. And she working, let me say, minimum wage. She working a 30-hour shift across 30 hours across 5 days, which is 6 hours a day. You get me? And that mother working late shifts, trying to catch hours just to barely pay rent. That 15-year-old young male, is gonna feel the need. I need to provide for my mother and my siblings.
Yeah.
And the only thing that will happen from there, you can say, you know what? If the boss can give me something, I can carry that home, money on the table, I can help my mother with that bill. I can help my mother with that rent. I can help feed my little brothers and sisters that when my mother come home, mommy ain't gonna worry about that. And you know what? You know what can happen? The more loyalty you show to the block, you get me? You can get a pistol fast. 2 gold chains for your neck. The boss, you and the boss and everybody, the whole team, going out to a party. The boss can carry you and buy you shoe, pants, and shirt. The boss can give you some money for your pocket that when you out there, you look good. You 17 now. You done right from 15 or 16 with the boss. He ain't carry you out for alcohol or nothing. But now you at 17. He give you 2 gold chains. He make sure that you got shoes and clothes. Every week you carry home $300 to give you mother. And the only body that give you the opportunity is the boss. You end up do that murder. The boss will pay the lawyers, make sure that the same money he was giving your mother when you was out, he can make sure and give your mother. He can pay the lawyer, make sure your mother sorted, make sure that you got food on the canteen, and when you come home, he turn around and give you $5,000. So you know what you're gonna do again? For sure you're gonna shoot again. For sure you will kill again. Because you know why? We give each black man bail. You get me? Every person deserves bail. Every person deserves a second chance. So when we grant the bail, why don't we have a program to actually help them not have to depend on a gang? It's called prevention. It would minimize crime amongst young black males. So let me be real. Let me tackle crime from that perspective. Let me push programs, let me push money in programs. Such as there's a up there by Sandy Lane is the cricket center, Franklin. You get me? He got a cricket program, and he has produced a lot of West Indies players. You know that this program, parents pay, children go, and children start from as small as 5 and go all the way up. And a lot of these children had the opportunity and got the opportunity to play on West Indies. So why the government don't say, you know what, invest some money into that cricket program. Invest some money into an actual football program that you can push people. You get me? You can also invest money into the culture arts. You get me? Because
Of course.
we got dancers, we got drummers, we got artists, we got so many
Fantastic
different
creatives.
Brilliant
to know.
Brilliant. But where's your real opportunity for these young people?
Correct.
You get me? So we need to take youth and approach youth from a different angle. Stop expelling the boys and the girls, put them into programs. We need 5 counselors. You got 5 forms, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. You need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 counselors. A counselor assigned to each year group. Not one counselor assigned to 500 children. Nonsense.
Of course.
Nonsense.
And obviously, it was remiss of me not to mention we're missing the psychological aspect of this thing. Huh?
Right.
Don't let nobody fool you. I think that mental health is still very taboo in this region, in a serious way. Right? We got a lot of young people who are depressed. You know, they suffer from anxiety and so forth. They're unable.
You know why is that?
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Goes back to my point. No opportunity.
There we go. Right. There we go. And we must get out of this taboo realm in the Caribbean that mental health only affects older people. You know, it is very dominant amongst the youth, right? And that is something we need to look at in a serious way. We need to take mental health seriously in Barbados. Because a lot of times, you know, the young people, they're going through things, you know, some challenging times would have struck them, and they're unable to cope. They're unable to deal with it, you know, and this then obviously stirs up some anger and so forth, and you can get some fights, you can get some people in really, really horrible situations, you know. So we need to address mental health amongst the young people in a serious way as well too.
I got a really heartbreaking phone call today from a friend of mine, and she wants me to bring awareness to this issue, especially with somebody who someone she knows who they are suffering with addiction.
Of
And
course.
they would have went through a program, but at the end of the day, it fell short. The program didn't actually help them to
Oh dear.
to transition into basically being self-sufficient and not going back to the lifestyle that they were being.
Of course. That's very challenging.
And she was at her wit's end. She was asking me, is there any other programs, or is there anything that I can recommend to her? And I told her, well, I'm going to do my research. I'm going to reach out to some people, and I'm going to put some programs in your way so that you could see, any possible avenues to help your friend. And you know, it was sad to see that there are actually individuals right now that are telling you that right now they want to do better, but they can't do better because they're not being put back in a position where they can basically succeed. So I'm asking you gentlemen, what would you recommend as your first policy? Well, you know what? Let's not get into policy. Where can we go? Where can we go as a nation helping those individuals?
Now, we need to do something called man up. Sorry for cutting you. I love what you know, sir. We need to do a program called Man Up. Man Up.
Explain it to me.
And that just came to me out of the blue. Man Up is basically like all men have an emotion. All men are emotionally constipated. Basically, I'm gonna use Andrew Cave words. Emotionally constipated. And what I'm saying by that, right? We teach our young males not to cry, not to feel emotions. You get me? And when you in a household where poverty, you get me, generation after generation, you see grandmother struggle, poor, mother in the same thing, and you live in a household, the household overcrowded. You as a black male, you get me? You don't know your father, or your father in jail, or he dead. You as a black male have so much hurt, anger, trauma. You get me? And then now amongst your peers, you want to puff up and conceal all of that emotion. What do you think that happen? Pressure billing, pipe can bust. And literally pipe this bus. Because you know what's gonna happen? They're gonna take up down a bus pipe in real life. Because where are the outlets? Cost of living is a serious thing.
It is.
You see, look, we have people that working and hungry. We have people that working and don't have nowhere to live. People gonna be in homeless shelters. People gonna go all over begging, lodging, and people working. And this is today in Barbados. Young people, males, females. We need to do a man up program where that we can help our black males that are in crisis. Black males, we in a serious crisis right now, you know. There's no male figures in schools.
No, not to cut you, right? But I was wondering if the age of role models has died. Because it seems like the role models are the dons or the blocks, the chiefers, the top guns, the top dogs, whatever you want to call them. I try not to sound my age right now. But it seems like no, there's this scarcity of role models, somebody that might have, you know, went through a struggle, achieved, and you like, I want to be like that person.
Watch it, all right? When we see, like Ramon said, this thing is glamorized all over social media. This passion, I'm real passionate about this. Sorry guys, but I'm real passionate about this, right? And a guy told me, he's in his 40s. He said, I resigned from work in COVID. No, he said he was made redundant in COVID. And that was the best thing that ever happened to him. He was working with a company, and the salary was barely enough to get by. You know the man tell me? He managed to start selling drugs. And the man said, no, I know buy this brand new Mercedes cash.
Whoa.
And he bragging about drugs. So you know what's gonna happen? You're gonna got youngins looking at he, and he gonna say, you, man, frig work, man.
Come on in the play, man.
Look at me. So
bet some real money.
But you know, this guy had a very good job, educated individual. But the cost of living in Barbados is so high. People that working cannot buy property. We have a big percentage of Barbadians working on minimum wage. Minimum wage is $10.50 an hour. By 8 hours a day, by 40 hours a week is $420. $420 by 4 weeks is only $16.80. No financial institution will qualify you to get a car loan.
No.
Because you have to be working a minimum of $2,000 a month to get a car loan. So you think a young person will go and work for a month for $1,600 and he could shoot somebody and kill them and get $5,000, $10,000? He could take the risk. Young man say, yo, I'm going to work. I'd rather be a mule. I said, what's a mule? Transporter. The gang $10,000 to make runs all over. And this was told to me.
I can stop you there because we are now joined by fellow D'Artagnan. He's finished our quartet. Jamal Sandiford, candidate for St. Michael Northeast. Sorry to trade in the deep end like this, buddy, but we are talking about the youth and crime. And Dale has been very passionate about what he's seeing in the city and what he's seeing in our nation. For you, recently we would have seen two teenagers, 16 and 17, being charged with murder.
Yeah.
And we are trying to at least unpack why is it that we tend to just keep losing young men and women to crime. What is so attractive about it? And I guess as we've established, cost of living, you need to make money. The wages aren't really sufficient enough anyhow if you want to earn an honest living, so you can go to the other side. How do we bring back, well, obviously we will have to improve the wages and invest more in our young people, right? But how do we, because there's a mental element and there's a psychological element as well. There's an ethical element, there's a moral element as well. Because I wonder why is it that we seem to lost that love for our fellow brother. You would see a man and you might be struggling, but you can say, no, I can't snatch that man. I can't go and rob that man because he might be struggling like me.
It's true.
It's wrong to commit a murder because you're taking a life and impacting a family, killing a brother, a sister, a husband.
Yeah.
You understand me? Somebody. Why is it that we seem to be the loss on how crime impacts individuals? And why are we losing our young people to this element?
All right. Good day, everybody. First thing I draw to your attention, Damien. I had a conversation last night where an older gentleman, one of the gentlemen here, then his wife was gentleman here. He brought some things to the table that I'm glad I heard before I come here this evening.
Right.
A lot of this crime stems from circumstance, yes, but it also stems from environment. So when we get to the root cause, we're realizing that there's a lot of neglect in the home. Because start out so small. What is it called, a little man or a young tree or a 4-year-old boy is being rude, is being unmannerly. And the parent, yes, they might try to correct them and disciplining and shouting and so on, but usually that's the female's way of dealing with things. A strong male role model, what we call a strong man, gets involved and disciplines this child. And usually that this child's path or way of thinking alters. I think we're missing that. And he also thought we were missing that as well. So I think it really starts in the home. There's a lack of male support, sometimes male role models. But then we have to ask ourselves as well, where is this coming from? Right? And it usually comes from generation to generation. This particular male, he didn't have the best father figure. He comes up in a life of having to hear from school, well, you too hard there, you're gonna be one, he's blocked, man, you're gonna be one, and whatever. He don't fit in school anymore, right? He's hearing this all the time. He doesn't go and get any CXCs, he doesn't leave school or get kicked out, as we call it, super animated. Where does he go? The block man's gonna tell you, listen, look, kind of true, man, we got sent for you, man, don't watch now. Like, all this here, this too, and I want you to run down so and so and finish the job for me and you get some of money. Something what did this portrayed, right? He just said similar things. I don't want to put anybody out there, but I'm getting this from real experience. I don't want to put anybody out there. But this is the truth. So what happens is the lack of role model, the lack of manly guidance in the right way causes or contributes to crime. So yes, it's an economic factor as well, because if people are starving, welfare doesn't cover the bills and food. It usually covers one or the other. In fact, I was talking to a constituent recently who brought something to my attention. She told me, based off the high crime and cost of living, there's 3 things you have to worry about when you get money in your hand. She said, 1 is food, 2 is health, 3 is job or business. And usually you get the money, you can only cover 2. So if you get money in your hand and you're sick, you can cover food and you can cover business. If you're sick, you will cover business and you can cover food and you forget about job. So it always, you have something to give when it comes to when your money comes. So I think that there's a whole economic factor at play. But to me, the real issue with crime is circumstance. Because when it comes to a man making a decision, it usually deals with what he has to deal with. Think about it. If a man is making $5,000 a month, minimum wage, just hypothetically speaking, it is very unlikely that he's going to go and risk his life, risk his family's, missing his family, and risk his job. When he got a certain amount of money that he could sustain off of. So I think it goes back down to, once again, environment, circumstances. If you had to alter these circumstances, maybe you have a better future. And right now, as a Democratic Party, we have to start putting policies and solutions in place for this high crime and this high cost of living.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that answer. So, Ramon, you would have mentioned the orange economy. Do you see that as an outlet to where we can channel our youth into more positive avenues?
But boy, you got me started on this one. Right? And Dale can attest to it. Jamal can attest to it. You can also attest to it.
Yeah.
The young talent in Barbados is absolutely outstanding. We see it at any concert. We see it when we go to cruises. We see it when we go to garden parties. We even see it in our local bars. We have loads and loads of talent that we can export, right? You go on the socials and you see influencers and so forth, and you see this, these guys are making lots of money overseas.
It is true.
Lots and lots of money. And their talent, it doesn't surpass our local talent here in Barbados. I can attest, we have some of the most talented young people in the world.
Most definitely, Ramon.
In the world.
Most definitely.
Right? And one of the challenges has been, and I've been hearing it from the young people, is getting our stuff monetized. You know, we are not in some region or something like that. And we got really looking into that, you know, and we really got to stop thinking that someone who's a creative is a Mickey Mouse type of person.
Mm.
We gotta take it seriously because we got enough talent, man. I mean, I go around in my constituency. Oh man, tons of talent, man. Tons of talent. People could sing, people could dance, you know, they could chant like me, you know, not as good as me, obviously, but you know, they try, you know. But no, on a serious note, and we're getting serious now, we gotta stop taking this thing for a joke.
Mm-hmm.
The orange economy, which is the creative economy.
Well
We keep saying orange economy, but obviously for the viewers who might not know what it is,
It's part of the creative industries.
Of course, billions of dollars overseas,
Oh, yeah.
billions of dollars, and the thing about it, the young people are very interested in exposing the talents. So you even see the content creators, the different influencers, and so forth.
If you check TikTok,
You know, and you know, we had an event called Carry Festa, you know, and
a national event.
mind you, a national event, yes. I was told most of the events and so forth came off well. I would assume based on the fact that we don't know what the government would have spent. We had an open checkbook, you know. And the government, of course, the government probably told the stakeholders, you know, there's writing a figure here, or whatever you want for the check and thing. And we still saw after months of Carry Festa, after months that Carry Festa would have ended, that the local creatives were not paid. I hope they have been paid to date, because these creatives, they have families as well.
Well,
you know, some might not have a 9-to-5, a normal 9-to-5.
Correct.
We must stop taking these people for a joke. No doubt about it. You know, stop taking them for a joke. You know, we have creatives who sometimes they have sleepless nights because they have to go on cruise after cruise after cruise to make money. You know, and I want to motivate and inspire and advocate on behalf of the creatives. You know, and let the I believe the promoters, you know, don't just tap the creatives on the show.
Offer exposure.
Please pay the creatives.
Well said.
I want to share a true story.
Go ahead.
I know tonight is about youth and crime, but I met an elderly guy yesterday. He is retired, amputated leg. He's obviously in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
He's collecting a pension for $1,016 a month, and he's homeless. So when I travel all through Barbados, a lot of pensioners are struggling. The pensions are not enough with this high cost of living. With this high cost of living, that pensioner, he is homeless under 3 months. I met him yesterday. He said that he can't afford to pay his rent. The unfortunate part is that because he's collecting a pension, the welfare can't assist him with housing.
Wow.
Because he's collecting a pension. So the welfare would say basically, you know, the $1,000 one person, that would be enough for him to survive. But to and fro, as it relates from home to hospital, medication, and food, $1,000 cannot help no pensioner. So what are we doing as it relates to our pensioners? This guy is homeless less than 3 months. I met him yesterday.
Wow.
And it touched me. He chose to sleep on the streets so that he could eat and pay for medication. That is not fair.
That is horrible.
You have to choose.
He cannot get welfare assistance.
And I think there was an admission that more people are seeking welfare assistance, and that would have been a common theme throughout 2025.
Well, you can only imagine how it's going to be.
And he's not the only elderly man that I met that need housing, that need somewhere. There's a guy that I met last year. The hurricane damaged his house, and no government assistance because he's collecting a pension, and he was a warden.
Wow.
You know those wardens on the beach, the constable. Sorry, not warden. He was a constable.
I didn't think you were talking about prison. That's
correct. Yeah. He was a constable collecting a pension, and don't have no roof, living inside like a shanty. What kind of message we sending to our pensioners?
It seems as though this current administration may be leaving out the senior citizens because if they can't get housing, they ain't got enough pension. We want to roll over there.
Correct. But what I'm saying to Dlp TV tonight, I would like for us to assist him. So if anybody know any reasonable rooms to rent, please let us know here at Dlp TV so that I can get this human life.
Very good.
You get me somewhere.
Of course.
We have elderly that want housing. We have middle class. We have employed people. We have unemployed people. Housing is a big crisis. Besides the cost of living and crime, housing. Too much of our people right now in Barbados begging lodging, don't have nowhere to go, have to be in and out these shelters.
Yeah.
You have to get to the shelter in a particular time. And you're gonna leave the shelter in a particular time.
Yeah.
And then a lot of these people going to work. A lot of people sleeping in vehicles. A lot of people sleeping all over in Barbados today.
Yeah.
But I would love for us to help this guy.
Well done.
He's really in need. So if anyone wish to assist, please reach out to us. And I would love to find somewhere that is reasonable. The guy is willing to pay some accommodation, but let me be real. Rooms going at $200 a month.
Correct.
I mean a week, sorry.
Correct.
Yeah.
He can't live off of that.
And just two things here, right? I saw that Mrs. McLean, Maxine McLean, she would have asked about what is preventing the monetization of the creative works, right? I've done some research on it, and one of the things is it is outside our region. Now, the reality of it, this should be so easy, right? The ministers and so forth responsible, they do enough traveling on the outside, right? Have a meeting with the major stakeholders. You know, we are now, they're looking at BERT 3.0, right? One of the pillars and one of the frameworks is the diversification of the economy. That has not happened. This is now BERT 3.0, like we on Sesame Street. And they have not yet found a way to diversify our economy. Now look at COVID. COVID should have taught us all something, right? We need to find a way away from, yes, we will still have tourism. As you know, we will still have tourism, hopefully. Because there are some tensions obviously overseas and so forth. We ever has some wood here, we knock on it and hope that things don't escalate. But on a serious note, we look at what was going around and going on in COVID. People were what? Online. They had verses. They had verses and so forth, right? And they had versus viewers. That was a show or a podcast or what we will call it, where you had artists going against each other song for song. There we go, clashing, right? And most people enjoy that. Imagine if you could have imagine local people could have made your local creatives.
Gonna get monetary gain.
You understand? That would keep money in their pockets, because a lot of people, obviously, as we know, they were unemployed at that particular time. you know. But we got to take this thing serious, you know.
So
You know.
just to clarify, Barbados is outside of a monetized region.
That is correct, right? In some circumstances, but again, that should just take a couple of conversations with the state.
I look to the end of it, right? It is more of, you mentioned region, it's about jurisdiction.
There we go.
It appears as though certain areas of the Caribbean are open and
amazing
hooked up to the system where YouTube is, YouTube, for example, is concerned. So people like Jamaicans, Puerto Ricans, so on, St. Lucia, they are hooked up in the system, but they are within the system where they can get monetary gain or compensation for views, comments, shares, engagement on the platforms of YouTube, right? The real concern or the real thing we should ask ourselves is, does this government want us to be able to do so? Because as Ramon mentioned previously, it should not be such a hard thing. It is just a matter of collaborating with an already going system so that we could implement it in our structure so that our young people and our creative individuals can gain monetary gain for their work like any other Caribbean island. So you have to ask yourself, is it something that is purposefully being blocked? Is it something that they cannot actually control how much compensation you're going to get? So they have issues taxing it, or they have any form of issue that they can't, you know, as I said, mentioned, control it. And that's the way they don't actually encourage it. So some food for thought. And there's something I could say that would blow this whole thing on the water, but I will digress for the time.
Yeah, but you see the actors even on social media. You know, you see the actors, you know, and you know, we talented, man. We talented. And the thing about, I always say some people are talented for all the wrong reasons, you know, all the wrong reasons, right? But we have enough talent. We got a lot of talent in Barbados, and it'd be nice if it showcased in a series. So let's have some more Rihanna's, you know, well,
DJ Puffies.
There we go, right? People who, you know, would have exported their talent and
bring some back to the country.
Of course, man, of course. And as I said, it's a nice way to diversify the economy because it keeps money in people's pocket. And you might find that there might be a drop in crime as well too, because people get our paper.
We'll be able to sustain themselves.
Yeah, people get our paper.
Yeah.
Sorry, Fanus.
Wendy, I want you to read that comment from Wendy, please.
Could we pull up Wendy's comment, please?
I believe that's house.
Yes,
my house get burned down in 2010, and I'm still here every time I go to national housing. You're telling me they do not have nothing.
Wow,
that's very unfortunate.
In terms of money, they don't have
housing.
Money.
Housing. They don't have housing. How much money the government put on the international market?
225 million.
225 million.
Yeah.
So why them in that 225 million put it into the same orange economy, where they don't take some of that same money and actually build proper housing?
Well, they already, I think,
attempted.
No.
60 million apparently
unaccounted for
or disappeared or what's not. I don't know if they won't do that again.
True story. I don't want to come on the Dlp TV and talk because I want to win votes. Every time I come here, I speak reality.
Right.
Titchborn, St. Michael, Highgate Hall area. Chinese houses were built. 3 units. Each unit carries 1, 2, 4 units on the block. 3 blocks, 4 units. So in total, 12 units.
Right.
And these houses, when the construction was finished, this is a right to own. $750 a month, right to own. Within the first 3 months, the roof started to cave in.
Wow.
Windows fall coming down to the actual frame because when the rain hit it, the people can't lock the windows properly because one of the Chinese men that was working on the property ended up showing some little guy, some one of the residents how to get in the house without a key.
Wow.
The little boy ended up showing everybody in the area. True story.
Wow.
These houses were 5 feet on columns.
Right.
So you will have 5 feet of a cellar. You get me? You had that cellar area, 5 feet.
Well, you can walk out there, man.
You got me? Right now, those houses gone into the earth
Sinking.
and literally is less than 1 feet.
So the sinking.
They are sinking.
Whoa.
The roof's falling in.
Wow.
The house is sinking into the earth. And this is today.
That is
Those persons paying $750 to NHC. Those persons reach out to NHC. These are the Chinese houses, Dwight Sutherland and then Boss and Bragbo.
Whoa.
I would not even put a pig in them things then.
We should go and catch this on content and show on Dlp Tv so people
You get
can
me?
see.
No. The area is Ainsley Granger. Ainsley Granger is aware of this because I showed him.
I respect that.
I showed him. And these people living in these houses and these people fearful. And how much money the government want to invest on the international market? Please repeat it for me, please.
225 million.
225 million.
That's a start.
So what you think that crime can be high? Because your mother or your father got one of these crappy dog pens, paying $750. That parent on minimum wage, that child expelled, can't get employment. That child going to sell drugs. But we gonna want to give foreign investors that money. We got too much brilliant people in the orange economy. We got brilliant athletes.
For sure.
We got brilliant entrepreneurs. Let us put that money into our economy because you know all that will happen. Ain't none of we gonna send that money outside.
So Black Roses deal is asking you how can she get in contact with you to help assist the gentleman that you just spoke about.
Okay, Melissa, you could just drop my number on the screen. We could organize to meet with the gentleman tomorrow. The gentleman don't have a cell phone.
Okay.
Yeah. What happened yesterday? The reason why I had to bring this up is that I am urging every human being that is listening right now. Let us be a little bit more compassionate with people.
Compassionate. Yeah.
You know,
compassionate.
let us be more compassionate. Let us show more love. I met this guy yesterday. I saw a video circulating all over social media. I went to this guy. I saw his conditions. I called the welfare department. I spoke to the welfare officer. The welfare officer was brilliant. He tried to assist. You get me? However, he said that if he present this matter to his supervisor, they will decline offering housing. You get me? And then I give the guy my business card. You know, it was on my spirit to leave my number with the guy. He don't have a phone, but I said I still leave the card. But God is so good. I left my number. I went about my business. 10 minutes later, no, less than 10 minutes, my phone rang. I said, hello, good afternoon. The person said, hi, good afternoon. Is this Dale Rowe? I said, well, I am here on King Street, and a guy just come to assault and push away the homeless gentleman. The guy have one leg. He's actually on the sidewalk, laying down on a chair cushion with his Georgie bundle. Some other guy walk. I tell him, move. I come with a broom and attack it. He thinks to put it in the garbage. So a lady that was purchasing some items from the business at the top of King Street. The lady walk out and say, my man, what you doing? You can't do that. You can't see the guy disabled and la la la. And then the lady asked the guy if he have any contact. And the guy gave the lady my card. The lady called me. I turned on my vehicle and I went back there. And I told the guy that come to assault and throw away the little bit that this man, I said, my man, you got to be more compassionate. This is a human life. You see somebody there, life can change in a split second. In a second. You could have both legs now, and within a second you could lose one. Within a second you can die. Within a second you could get a heart attack, a stroke. But then you can see a brother on the sidewalk and you want to put his things in the garbage and you want to say it is garbage. You have no right touching somebody's personal
And he
property.
belong to he.
Despite he might be homeless, he is a human being first. Let us forget his situation,
Well said.
because that could be me, or that could be you, that could be any one of us.
So we are seeing, I guess, the receipts of an uncaring government. A government that cares more about how they look internationally rather than domestically. They'd rather invest and put $225 million or however much it is into foreign activity rather than into
local and domestic affairs.
Our human resource, which is our young people,
Well said.
our elderly, just the people of Barbados.
I mean, we know people need help.
On the topic of housing, right?
Yeah.
You know that this Barbados Labour Party-led government has been successful in converting the positive word where hope is concerned, the positive word hope, into negative connotations.
Extreme negative connotations.
The only government in history, you know that I don't even like to say the word hope now. I always have to go the long way and say light at the end of the tunnel. And you know, it is extremely unfortunate, you know, that the word hope has turned so negative because of the actions of this Barbados Labour Party-led government. I want you gentlemen to know that the the party that we are currently members of, we must be proud. They have built the most low-income houses for the people of Barbados in history.
Cost of living so high.
In history, right? And in these times, in these very, very difficult times, low housing solutions are needed. And I'm not speaking of low by saying, you know what, you got to be making $5,000 and $4,000. That's not low. That is not low. You know, we really, and we will look at some low income housing solutions once we become the government after the next general elections.
And I think we should probably make it clear that low income housing, and make it clear to this government, low income housing doesn't mean low quality.
Quality.
You understand me? If you're going to provide housing, provide quality for people.
I remember when the Democratic Labour Party in the past government built quality housing for people.
Quality. And we didn't look into cut corners with steel structures or letting anybody else come in and take over that human part of providing for people. The government of Barbados during that period took on the responsibility of providing housing for the Barbadian people out of the coffers of the government purse.
Well said. And I also want to draw one interesting point to this same debate. We used our own local manpower. So in other words, we also provided employment for our youth.
Well said.
Whether they have advantage or disadvantage. So we need to make sure that everything, as we are a party that is of the people and for the people, that we keep this at the forefront of our minds when going about doing any policy.
Yes. The fact that obviously the houses unfortunately are falling apart and so forth, it just looks to me that the Barbados Labour Party-led government would have said, look, there are low-income houses, half of that. You know, go along with that. Go along with whatever we give you. You know, and I believe this is the general ethos of the Barbados Labour Party-led government, unfortunately.
I want to read Maureen Denny's comment. I bet that man has family. We continue to talk about compassion. Charity begins at home. The same thing happens to elderly who are abandoned in the QEH or left in the geriatric hospital. Yes, I think that somebody needs to remind this government that charity begins at home.
Well,
we don't mean charity in the sense that you just giving a handout to somebody and think that you're doing a favor. It is an investment in people.
Correct.
I love that.
I want to go deeper.
Yeah.
Cost of living is so high that when a mother gives birth, You get me? You see, women are the most important species that we have, and we need to take care of them.
Agree.
And I can say why. Because that is the person who gave birth to human life.
Yeah.
And every mother that gives birth to human life, right?
Big ups.
I admire that.
Yep.
Because that is between life and death. Childbirth is between life and death.
One foot in the grave.
You get me? And when you visit the children ward, children are abandoned, and not because a mother want abandon their child.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
You know why? A mother will have to go to that extreme measure, and because of cost of living, the circumstances, she have nowhere to go. There are mothers right now that staying in shelters with children. There are mothers right now that renting a room with 3 and 4 children that working for $250 a week and have to pay rent $200 a week.
She can't pay that right.
What message are we sending? The cost of living need to be addressed. Because you know why? The nurses at the QEH on the children ward, this is a true story. My daughter was admitted to the QEH in children ward in 2025, February 2025.
Right.
And my daughter spent 3 days there. And when I was there, I was like, Father God, it's more to why I am here. And then I just started to ask questions, you know, what's going on. I started to talk to the nurses and ask them, how you doing? And the nurses started to share so much pressure and strain that the nurses have at the QEH, especially on the children ward. Parents abandon the children because of cost of living. You get me? They can't afford to care for that child. So the best place would be to stay in that child on the ward. These nurses have to take their own money and buy things for these children. Formula, Pampers. You get me? So again, but the government then want invest 200 and how much million?
225 million. In
In
foreign
international affairs, and we have people that are really struggling in this island. You know what I believe? I believe that every single government minister right now in the Barbadians Labour Party should take at least $2,000 of the salary and push it into the QEH, push it into the schools, push it into communities. Take some of their own money and push it into the well-being of our people.
And tell them, Dale, that as a candidate for the city from the Democratic Labour Party, that you talking from example.
I love that, Jamal. You know what is my campaign slogan? Rowe, ROWE, results over words every time. I guarantee you that I ain't here because I want to look like a celebrity. I'm here to do God's work. And God's work is to make a better way for humanity. Because if I choose to serve people, the only thing I could do is to create programs with a brilliant young man, a brilliant elderly man like Mr. Tarn, sir. You know, with a brilliant man for me to create things that can really help humanity. Because look, I like track record. You know what's a track record? This current government is in position for 7 years. What have they implemented to benefit the people
of the country?
The people, not the country, because they might do things to benefit themselves. I'm talking about the country, the people. What does government really do?
They'll listen.
Democratic Labour Party, David Thompson give free bus fare.
People, man.
And we could go on and on and on because in the retreat,
we discussed
Fandel even showed us the amount of things that the Democratic Labour Party is responsible for.
And the thing about it is that it's about the people, you know. It's not about us.
It's always about the people.
It's about the people, you know. And you know, you were peeping. I was just going to ask you, gentlemen, let's look at the bills that were put forward in the house, in the various houses of Parliament. We start with the interception bill.
No, not the interception. Wireless
Wireless communication,
communication,
not the
interception.
Well, there we go.
People need to understand.
We're
what we're
free now.
referring to,
No
Ramon.
problem at all. Right? We
You need to
start with
understand
that.
that these people invading your privacy without permission
Correct. Right?
and without consent.
Of course. So again, for the ordinary man, what it does is penalize the ordinary man. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
If we look at the accommodation bill again, I personally believe that one of the big hoteliers would have whispered in the ears of the Minister of Tourism and let him know, look, these Airbnbs, these local people give me too much licks. Do something with them. Right? There goes the accommodation bill put forward. But that, that was walked back. You think, where are the bills that benefit the ordinary Barbadian in this country? That's the question you must ask, right? That's the question you must ask.
The hardest time in this country is back to school.
Right.
You mentioned tourism. Why the hoteliers and the government of Barbados don't put something in place that we could attract tourists in August, September, and October? The tourist season begins December 15th and it goes straight to April 15th. After that, you take a date and then you have to lay off all temporary staff. Point blank, period.
You shouldn't even call it a season.
You get me?
You shouldn't even.
And then when you lay off your
Only for
temporary staff, you then have a amount of hours allocated. You gotta split that hours between the permanent staff that knew, them gonna get short hours, and then the permanent staff that got 10 years in, then gonna stay at 40. And then your supervisors and managers can stay at the 40. So I'm saying the hardest time for people is back to school in August.
That's it.
If the Barbados Labour Party, the Royal care about people, you get me? They could look to do something to attract more people between that time period, August, September. Because at the end of the day, when we lay off these hotel workers, after crop over, you will see as soon as these gas finish jump or spectate the crop over, the same day or the next day, flights back out.
Correct. Run and gone.
Because remember, these people back to school start in August, not September like we.
Correct.
So these people can ship out. Occupancy can drop.
For sure.
Staff can get laid off. NAS can go a whole heap of applications for unemployment.
Well said.
And then in August, it's back to school. What happened to the people that working in that big sector? The biggest sector we got is the hotel sector. But the biggest and the most hardest time is back to school. And that sector is usually take a hit every back to school.
Undoubtedly.
So then the question would be then is why has this government failed to diversify the economy then? What?
My question would be, do you really believe they want to? There's so many different ways that you could go about. And I mean, like, just take, for example, where the allocation of money is going. It's not going within our economy, is it? No. It's asking outside people to come in, but for what purpose and with what incentive? We have entrepreneurs here who would love the chance to be able to grow a business, initiate one, start one, further one, but there's not enough monetary opportunities for them.
Yeah.
And you can tell me you're going to take the $25 million and say, well, we can put it out here so that outside people can come and invest in the country. 225, sorry. Don't ever forget to remind me, $225 million. You really have to ask yourself, does this current administration of government within the office want to really diversify? Because they're doing things in the gatherings. Yes, they did carry festa, yeah. But where is the money? Why can't you disclose to us how much money has been spent? Oh, wait, that's because you don't pay everybody yet. There must be a reason for this. And this is what I'm saying, right? I do not believe personally that they're actually trying or want to diversify the economy.
One of the things is that, remember, if you give a man an opportunity to be independent, he's going to be independent. And
correct.
There's a high risk that he's not going to be loyal to you. So the government, the Barbados Labour Party-led government, wants to keep that person under their control. That's the thing. They don't want to give the man or teach the man how to fish so he can eat for eternity. They want the man, they want the people to continue to come back
To
to
them.
ask them for
Mhm.
favors.
To relay or
Of course.
have to depend
Of course.
on them.
Of course.
Because if you can make a man self-sufficient and
Yeah.
he's independent,
But there we go.
Well
You
said.
know,
and
there
then
we go.
independence come with a way of thinking that promotes independent thought.
You know, but I think we need to give the people some spending power, some avenues to
Well
spend
said.
some money.
Well
we do.
said, Ramon.
We do. You know,
Create
You know, we do.
more like life
Of course. Now,
opportunities so that people can have employment at night.
yeah, and the thing about it
And
is,
there's people that would come
Mhm.
to spend their money as well to grow the
Yeah.
economy.
and on the topic of tourism, yes, we're talking about the diversification, right? Which are actually other industries fine.
Mhm.
But since we're stuck on tourism,
Mhm.
you know, I mean, we have a situation where we are looking to create a concrete jungle. The people from overseas, they see concrete every single day.
Every single
Let me
day.
get some more bush. Let me get some more flora and fauna.
Let me get
out
some
here.
more ponds,
You know,
Jamal.
you understand?
Let me get some
Flora
more
and fauna,
orchards, Ramon.
some more bush and some more animals and so forth. You know, we talk about my beautiful and lovely constituency, a nice rural constituency. You know, we talk about the South Coast, we talk about the West Coast. The disrespect me.
You know, mentioned your beautiful
course.
constituency, right, Ramon? You're talking about tourism.
Yes.
But can you name any form of activity that brings tourists to St. Andrew?
There's the Walkers Reserve.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic reserve. I can actually go there myself at some point really, really quickly.
I'm happy to
It's
hear
more
that.
of a place where you can hike, you can get some food and so forth. And fantastic resort. But you don't need to go too far, you know. You just need to stand up on a place that is elevated and you see the fantastic beauty
Terrain.
of Barbados. The most beautiful constituency in Barbados. And I will say this again. I say all the time. I say all the time, the most picturesque place you can ever be in Barbados. And we have the South Coast, we have the West Coast. It's usually those two coasts there are on the tips of the tourist mouths, the towns, right? Towns, right? But what about a little development in the East Coast as well too? Let a lot of the lovely small businesses and so forth can benefit there. I can talk more about that there as time goes on.
Yes.
We can talk more about that.
The government love tourism.
Mm-hmm.
The current administration love tourism.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think these people really understand tourism. You know what will affect tourism? Crime. 2025, we had approximately 48 murders.
Mm-hmm.
What tourist attraction we have to offer? We don't have nothing to offer. We have the sun, the sea. I know the most important thing is the people.
The people undoubtedly.
You get me? But watch it now, right? Toronto in 2025, 38 murders.
Wow.
7 million people. And Barbados have approximately 288,000.
Yeah, 288,000.
And we have more murders than Toronto.
That's almost impossible.
And so you know what's gonna happen? When tourists decide to compare the crime rate, a lot of tourists can say, boy, Barbados is a little too hot, yeah. You get me? The year now start and it's well west.
Correct.
So we get headlines, shooting. We think that happen? Tourists gonna run from Barbados.
Because it must be a movie.
Yeah.
It must be a movie.
I mean, we go back to people.
Mm-hmm.
The people who would have voted the various representatives in, right? I really and truly get the sense, and they're seeing it more and more each and every day, that the representatives, they're more loyal to their leader than they are to the people who would have voted them in, right? And that is a huge problem, big problem, because the people would have voted them in. And you know what? They're supposed to be there to serve the people, not the people serve them, So that is something that we got to look at. And as a Democrat Liberal Party government, we are here to serve, not to be served. We are here to serve the people.
Gentlemen, it's about 3 minutes left, and I'm going to allocate a minute each of you for your final thoughts. So,
Go ahead, start.
yeah, because
Go ahead, Jamal. Yes, you.
Yeah.
Well, what I would say is this, right? I'm happy that you guys can see that all four of us young Democratic Labour Party candidates bring a fresh perspective to these chronic issues of the country. I'm happy for you guys to see that each one of us is actively thinking freely about how we can solve these problems. And very soon you will see manifestos and everything showing you how we are going to solve these problems as a party, as a unit, and not just individually. And that each and every one of these candidates you see right here is a complete switch from your current representation. We are not stagnant. We have not made any promises, any old promises. We are coming to solve the problems and to save you and this nation. My guy, Rowe, is going to take the word scarcity and remove scarce when he managed this city in Bridgetown.
love it.
My guy, Ramon Goodman, as he always loves to say, he's going to run away with St. Andrew constituency.
Here.
And I can only imagine what we're going to see coming out of this young attorney at law who has all these unique perspectives on policy, Mr. Damien Fanus. And you know me already. He's a killer, so I ain't going to say too much with that. I know me already. But this is what I'm saying. We are coming to save this nation under the Democratic Labour Party.
To the beautiful people in Barbados, Comrade Leader, the Honorable Ralph Thorne, Senator Ryan Walters, Senator Andrea Worrell, they got me, Pedro Shepherd, the General Secretary, Donville Innes, Vice President, and all candidates. I'm telling the Barbadian public that we have a slate of 30 fantastic, dynamic individuals that care about people. Because when I hear my fellow comrades speak about their constituency, each individual, all 30 of them, speak with passion and so much, energy that they want to just get in and work and help people. I am pleading to the wider population that this next upcoming general election, we need a change. This is a new year, and I guarantee you, under the leadership of Mr. Ralph Thorne, this great Democratic Labour Party will serve you, the people, and will be for you, the people, and not take from you, the people. And I guarantee you that, because you know why? Raw results over words every time.
Guess it's my turn now, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, well, I'm not trying to outdo you guys. Right?
Be yourself, Ramon.
Well, of course. Every single time. I just want to say good night to the honorable leader of the fantastic and great Democratic Labour Party, the Honorable Ralph Thorne. I realized that he would have put in another fantastic performance in the House of Parliament. And these type of performances we must compliment, we must commend each and every time. He's doing the people's work. He's not doing it for himself. He's doing the people's work. It's about their voices, and I just want to continue to thank him, and I just want to let him know that the people and the members and supporters of the Democratic Labour Party really appreciate his many efforts, And I just want to say to the beautiful people of the St. Andrew constituency, you're looking at the face of change. Not here to Mickey Mouse, and you won't be serving me. I'll be serving you. I'll be serving you. I am the face of the light at the end of the tunnel. Not going to use the word hope. Not going to use the word hope at all. But I am the face, the light at the end of the tunnel. And another piece of advice, another piece of communication to you: when you do not vote, you are voting for the incumbent. You're voting for the person who's already your representative. And I've heard you. I've heard your many challenges and so forth. When you do not vote, you're not voting. You're not voting for change. There's no change. Change will not occur. You automatically and by default, you're voting for the representative that has neglected you, the representative that would have found a way not to find a solution. The solutions are extremely important, and also a representative who he does not listen. I listen, and I obviously will try to find solutions to your many challenges. So I want to say good night to you, beautiful people of the St. Andrew constituency. I love you.
Yes, so ladies and gentlemen, that is our show for tonight. I'm just going to finish off by building on what Dale said. The Democratic Labour Party has 30 candidates. So far, it appears that we are the only party that has 30 candidates.
Wow. Here.
And not only just 30 candidates, we have a wide rim of individuals who are qualified in so many different sectors. People who are, you can say that they are connected to the societal framework of Barbados. We have farmers, we have chefs, we have attorneys, we have financial advisors,
dancehall artists.
We have dancehall artists, apparently.
Chanters, people who can
chant. We have wine sommeliers. We have people with a wide range of expertise. Young, old. Our youngest candidate is 26 years old.
Yeah, here.
How many people are going to put forward a candidate who is 26 years old? And if they're doing it now, they're copying us.
That's it.
I mean, if they're doing it now, they're copying us because we did it first. So don't mind the hype, don't mind the propaganda. Look for yourself, because this party is together and we are ready. Call the elections now. I dare you.
You're right. I'm ready. Yeah, it's court.
Seats are moving.
Yeah,
Seats are moving.
Ladies and gentlemen, good night, and we love you.
Lift your hands, Barbados. It's a new season, a new day. Together we rise, one people, one hope, one DLP.
We've been through trials, we've been through pain, but hope is rising like the morning rain. Voices of the people, strong and true. A brighter tomorrow is waiting for you.